Okay, if you're watching this video, you're most likely somebody who works very hard in life, is always working, always grinding, always hustling, yet you never see it. You're always still having to pay off your credit cards. You're always still working and living paycheck to paycheck. You're always having to use the coupons. You're always the friend that can't pay for the meal. You're always that one person who is in financial and emotional struggles, and you just can't figure out what is the issue. Well, I'm here to tell you a little secret that I've learned as somebody who has been raised in a middle-class family and is on track to hopefully live a better life for myself and for my family in the future. The issue isn't your work, okay? You are working hard. That is amazing. You have a great hustle. You have great work ethic, a good hustle culture. You are getting there. You are putting the hours in. I am not here to doubt that you are working hard. I believe that. I trust you. The issue is, are you putting your time and your effort into a place that's going to actually give you a return of investment? That is a term in business, ROI, return of investment. It is basically understanding fundamentally what are you going to get out of something that you put your time and effort and work into. So if you are, let's say you are getting a meal, right? You're paying for your meal at Chick-fil-A, and you paid $12 for a meal. You got a drink, you got your fries, and you got your sandwich. Beautiful. So what is your investment? Your investment is paying that $12 for the food. What is the ROI? That you become full, hopefully. Now, we all know that some places offer meals that are $12, $15, and you don't ever feel full. You just don't. Now, if you were to outweigh between a restaurant that offers a $12 meal deal that gets you full versus a restaurant that offers a $12 meal deal and doesn't get you full, you would say the return of investment, which is your investment is your money into being full and being fulfilled with your hunger. You would say that your return of investment on the meal that makes you full is higher than the return of investment on the meal that does not fulfill you. It is basically measuring how much something can give back to you off of what you put into it. So you can't get a return of investment if you didn't invest in the first place. So it's called return. Now, if you're thinking about your work ethic, right? You are probably a very hard worker. I can judge that based on the fact that you're watching this video. If you are putting your money or your time or your effort or everything into a place that is not going to give you a high ROI, do you think that the problem is you? Or do you think the problem is where you are? If you are going to buy a water, right? I think people use this reference a lot. Let's say you are trying to sell a water bottle, correct? You can sell it for $1 at a high school. You can sell it for $2 at a CVS. You can sell it for $5 on an airplane, and you can sell it for $50 at a concert or in the desert. The issue with how much ROI you're getting, right? In that situation, the ROI is the money that you make off of each water bottle. The issue there with the value of the product, the water bottle, was not the water itself. It was the place the water was at. The water is still the same exact water. It's still H2O. It still has 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. It could be the same brand. The issue was not the water bottle, though, or the water. It was the place, right? Same thing with yourself. If you put yourself, somebody who is very highly talented, highly skilled, you're very qualified for various things in life, and you put yourself in a room with people who are stupid compared to you, you will not be valued enough to your maximum. If you put yourself in a room, on the other hand, with people who are millionaires and have the wisdom, have the experience, you will have value. Why? Because you're unique in that room and you are showing your effort, you're showing your work. Now let's put this into a job, right? If you are somebody who strives to be great. You are always working hard. You are always grinding. You are always the employee who's working the hardest. And you're like, wow, I just don't understand. I work all this hard and I don't get promoted. At that point, do you think the problem is that you're not skilled? Or is the problem more of the fact that you're in the wrong place? And you're gonna find that this applies to so many things in life. Because most times, you're just not in the right place. You're just not with the right people. You're not with the right job. You're not with the right resources. You're not in the right environment. So there are times in life where it's gonna be you, where you're the problem. And you have to have that accountability to notice that. But you also have to have the ability to see, am I actually the problem? Or is my environment the problem? Because your environment will influence you a lot in life. And if you can't realize that and identify it, and then if you need to change it, so that you are valued more, you're respected more, you are honored more, you're gonna mess yourself up. You're not gonna get paid enough. You're not gonna have enough money to live in a good house. You're not gonna have friends that wanna hang out with you on a Friday evening. You're not gonna have family around who wanna care for you, wanna spend a night with you. You're not gonna find yourself with a partner who prioritizes what you want and you are able to prioritize what they want back. You're not going to be able to find that. Because once you notice that your environment is pretty much equivalent or even more honorable than your own influence to yourself, the table turns. Once you can identify that in life, the biggest influence will be your environment, your friends, your family, your town. If it's hot in your town, if it's cold in your town, if it's quiet, if it's loud. Once you are able to realize that's the biggest influence, even above yourself, that is when it all will click. And that is where you can start to make the change.